Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1971 Smith Corona Super Sterling Vintage Portable Typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in the USA, and this is probably the most popular machine that was still being produced during this era. Um, the late stages of the golden age of typewriters. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0. Right one around 75. And this is the paper bail that sits on top. It's got two adjustable rollers, holds the page down nice and tight. And if you load the page crooked like I did there, just pop that paper release forward and straighten that thing out. I think it was crooked because I had it too close to the page guide. There we go. Now the margin is too far to the left. I'm going to fix that. There we go. So I replaced the platen on this. Typically, this is about as loud as it comes when it comes to typewriters, the Super Sterlings. Galaxies and whatnot, because the original platen is super thin, the rubber on it. So when it gets hard, it's just super loud. So when you replace it, it's about with this platen I have on here is about half as loud as the original platen. Super doesn't travel as far the sound. It's super deadening instead of loud and high pitched. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1 or 2 or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, just flip that switch back. It skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line, switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that down to the red indicator, prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top on the black indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful. Super reliable, easy to type on, fun. And with that new platen, you got perfect print. Pica typeface prints 10 characters per inch. Not only does it give you a better print, but it gives you a quieter type. No matter what typewriter you have, it's going to be quieter when you put a new platen on it. We're going to switch that back to black, pull the page out easy with that same switch we used to straighten the page. Allows you to pull it out easily or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. So the 3D printed platen that I have on this, it took a few days to get it right. You have to get it perfect in order for it to feed properly and print properly. If it's not a perfect diameter, then it won't. It'll skip, it won't feed properly, and the print will be off. It's got to be perfect. So it takes a while to get it right. That's why I don't typically sell them. I have sold a few, but they're just too hard to reproduce to sell to the masses at a good price. Also, the cores seem to not be completely the same on every single machine. So I just make them for my own machines when they need them. A lot of people are platen Nazis, like they won't even touch a typewriter unless a brand new platen is on it. But the history of these days, the platens actually got swapped out pretty often from routine maintenance. So not every typewriter needs a new one. And they were cheaper back then. They were actually mass produced, but now there's only one company that makes the rubber ones in the US. So it's harder to get them put on. The 3D ones have been so far for me excellent quality. They just got to be perfectly done, not easy to make. Got a shift on each side, a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side, very good. Tab on the right. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals. So I'm going to clear each one of those by hitting the clear button. Fast action. You can do it with one hand if you want, but now we have them all clear. To set one, you just hit the set button right below it, and now it stops at that spot. You can set as many tabs as you want in this model. MR stands for margin release when you get to the end of the margin. There's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to type past that all the way to the end. Very good. Touch control, low, medium, and high. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The lower you go, the less tension. Open the hood. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. Clockwise, if you want to switch that direction manually, you just flip this switch back. It'll pull to the left. Flip it up, it pulls to the right. It's got an automatic reverse on either side. If it pulls on this while you're typing, it will swap to that side. And it pulls on it with the eyelet, which is the little metal piece on the end of the ribbon. So you don't actually have to change that manually. It will swap indefinitely until the ink goes dry or the end of time, whichever happens first. Carriage release on both sides, super smooth, very nice condition. This is an excellent condition typewriter all the way around. This is your carriage lock. You pull it up, it will release the carriage and lock it in the middle, so when you have it in the case, it just rests up against this knob here so it doesn't bang around. And to unlock it, pull it to the right a little bit. Carriage release on the left, super smooth. And these are the originals, but they break off all the time. They're getting old and they don't make them anymore, so if you need a replacement, I also 3D print the carriage releases and the right knob. I don't have one for this because it's a little different, not yet at least, because of that button there. If you push it in, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. Different material when it comes to 3D printing. This is PLA, which is more of a plastic, and the platen is more of like a rubber type material. Inside of the left side of the platen is the this will disable the spacing as well, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You flip it up, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. And on the inside of that side there's a page gauge. Just warns you when you get close to the bottom of the page. If you load it right there below the 11, that notch there, then as you're feeding it through, it'll start to warn you when you're getting close to the bottom of the page. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy or my new website, brooksawantiques.com.